Hey everyone, so we're working on our first month of lace, and already I have encountered a mistake in my little sample that I'm getting ready for you guys. So I wanted to show you because this is probably the mistake people will make most in lace work. During your repeats of lace, you will most likely have not enough stitches or too many stitches because of yarn overs. So for instance, this pretty little stack here that I'm making of these open holes, those are all yarn overs, yarn over, yarn over, yarn over. So in my little sample, I have 4 repeats of this. And what I do, you may be placing markers because you guys are going to get to decide what works best for you. For me, I tend to do well with, I look for the common stitch in this repeat. So I go from this right here. This is what I call a stockinette stitch row. So you see all the garter stitch, then you have a stockinette that goes all the way down. So I'm gonna put my finger on that, and I'm going to go to the next stockinette stitch, which you can see is right here. So you can see it go all the way down, and I'm going to put my finger on that. And in between those two stitches, I have 2 yarn overs, that's 2 knit 2 togethers or slip knit, that's 4, 2 stitches, that's 6, and 1 in the middle is 7. So that is the number I should have in between each of these stockinette rows like this. I should have 7 stitches. So there I have 7, and I ran into where I didn't have enough stitches when I went to do my next lace row. So here's a stockinette row right there. I'm going to go over and put my finger on the next one. There it is right there. So where did it go? Right here. And oh, I think it's right here actually. So I have 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, I'm going to come over here and put my finger on this one and put my finger on this one. I should have 2 yarn overs, 4, 6, 7. I put my finger on, where am I? On this one, and then over here on this one, and I should have a yarn over here. And look, I do not have a yarn over here, so I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches in between these 2. So I am missing a yarn over right here, and you can tell that it's a yarn over because you can see it here, that yarn over, and there is not one here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm just placing a stitch marker right here where that yarn over goes. Okay. And then I'm going to turn my work. I'm not going backwards to fix it. I'm actually going forward, and you can do this, and you might wind up doing it quite a bit if you're normal, because most normal people make this mistake. So I'm just going over in garter stitch, 5 stitches. I know you don't need to watch me do this. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to do 5, and then I'm going to start purling. So I'm going to purl my I'm going to purl all the way across to my stitch marker, because on all even rows you are purling. So once I get here to my stitch marker, you are going to, I'm going to take my stitch marker off. I'm just going to take my left hand needle and come up under the leg here. I'm just lifting up this piece of yarn, lifting it up, and I'm calling that my yarn over, and I'm going to purl it. And it will create the same look as this one did. So there it is. Just created a little differently. So when I go back, and I look at my stockinette stitch here and my stockinette stitch here, I have my 2 yarn overs, my 2 knit togethers. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 7, and we're back on track. And my holes are in the right spot. So just wanted you to see that that was an easy fix without having to go back. However, you can only do that the next row. If you've already purled back, you cannot create it after the next purl row. You have to at least back out of the purl row. So I just wanted to share that with you. It's a little tip for today and as you're going along. All right, thanks.